What's up? This is Gregatron. I'm going to talk to y'all about this Uncle Tom documentary I watched. It was incredible. This is it. For those who don't know. So, Larry Elder, you guys can see the reflection. Oh, it's like a mirror. I'm in there twice. Look at that. Yeah, I'm time like a mug. Well, anyway, so Larry Elder, a couple years ago, came out with this documentary called Uncle Tom. And not only does it explain how people see quote unquote Uncle Tom's, but it explains how that came to be, right? They actually go into the history, a lot of black history, but a lot of American history, period. So it's actually very informative, very educational. And I just so happened to watch it during Black History Month. Now, a lot of these people in this documentary, many of them I knew, others I didn't know. But some of these guys, I'm going to check them out. But um, I just loved listening to these different viewpoints. And they're not forcing anything on anybody. They're just saying, this is my personal experience. This is how I became a Republican. Or this is how I turned away from the Democratic Party, right? But it's like every character in this documentary has a different approach. They all have a different way as to how they pretty much woke up. Because as we all know, the Democratic Party is known to lie, especially to black folks. They use black people like 90 going north. And they talked about how the parties, quote unquote, switched, how they didn't actually switch. Uh, they talked about the fatherless households, the out of wedlock birth, how blacks were prior to, excuse me, they talk about how blacks were prior to the civil rights movement. Dr. King was in there, Frederick Douglass was in there, Booker T. Washington, w.e.b. Du Bois. Uh, they talked about Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy. They talked about all kinds of people who are alive and dead. They talked about Trump. They talked about Obama. It was really fascinating. It really was. And it talks about the cause and effect of Obama and the cause and effect of Trump and patriotism and just all kinds of stuff. You know, I thought it was fantastic. It was an hour and 42 minutes, I think, but it only felt like an hour. You know what I'm saying? But I recommend this documentary to anybody. It it'll enlighten you. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Lee Peterson, he's in it. Shout out. Larry Elder, obviously. Shout out. King Face, he's in it. Who passed away. Rest in peace. But King Face, he's actually the guy who put me on to some stuff when I was watching him on YouTube. Because he was the guy who said when he read that the Democrats were responsible for the KKK and abortion and Jim Crow laws and slavery laws and all that stuff. I'm like, wait, what? And then Candace Owens, she was up in there. That's my girl. And I remember she put me onto some stuff a couple years ago with the education and out of wedlock birth. Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, he was up in there. There's a lot of people. And it shows on the back who all is in there, right? You can't really see it. There we go. It appears to be backwards. But it was good. Real good. This documentary here, I would give it an A plus. And I didn't know it actually came in DVD form. I thought it was only on, you know, your smart TV, right? But no, it's called Uncle Tom. What's it called? UncleTomMovie.com or UncleTomDVD.com, something like that. I'll put it in the description box. But it's good. And you don't have to be a Republican. You don't have to be black. You don't have to be any of that to enjoy this DVD. You know what I'm saying? That's how good it is. It's just a black American making a documentary for black Americans and for everybody, really. Because they always say, what? Knowledge is power, right? But it's good. Larry Elder. Oh, before I give him a shout out, Thomas Sowell, he's in it too. Yep. Thomas Sowell, check him out. But Larry Elder, shout out. Same thing to Jesse Lee Peterson. Peace.